Hi, I'm Chris Jorney, and like millions of people from around the world, I live in a city. Now, we all know that cities are full of cars and buses, buildings and freeways, and of course, lots of people. But we are not alone. Animals live in our cities in huge numbers. In fact, they outnumber people by at least 100 to 1. Right down there in the city, there are millions of wild animals living very happily. But most of us never see them. In fact, most of us think that animals and cities don't mix. But they can. Animals are great at adapting. Falcons, frogs, and foxes, they all do well right there in the city. So join me in this urban jungle. Let's discover the wild city together. This is Golden Gate Park, right in the middle of San Francisco. It's a diamond in the rough, rich in wild animal diversity. Let's go check it out and see what we can find. Now, this may be too dry, but let's have a look. Bingo, right here. This is our friend, the California slender salamander, and they've got two very unusual strategies for escaping a predator. They will coil themselves up into a watch spring and then, blam, shoot off and try to wiggle away without the predator being able to find them. They'll also lose their tail if their tail is grabbed first, and then leave the predator with their wiggling, squiggling tail, but no salamander dinner. I'm going to put this California slender salamander right back where I found him, because as I said, this may be his whole home for the rest of his life. First, we roll the log over so we don't risk crushing the animal, and then we put the animal right at the edge of his log so that he can crawl right in on his own speed and find his own safe hiding nook to sleep. Oh! It's our lucky day. This is a California tiger salamander. Not nearly as common as their other salamanders like the yellow-eyed salamander or the slender salamander, but this is our largest native salamander to the area. Look at those beautiful spots, something like a tiger, and that's where it gets its name. Also, it's a voracious predator. This little guy, even though it's an amphibian, will take down baby mice and baby birds, and of course, eats a veritable plethora of invertebrates like worms and crickets and spiders. I'm on the south side of the city now, and right here in the street is an amazing pond full of wildlife. There's just one catch. You have to get dirty to find it. Let's see what we can find. Little dip net here and a dip net there. Let's see what we bring up. Nothing there. This is a rocky bottom on this side. We'll have to move over there where there's a little bit more mud. Oh, we've got something actually. Spoke too soon. Here's one of our little friends, the crayfish. This pond is full of them. And even though this little guy here is quite a voracious predator himself, he's also a good source of nutrition for the other animals that frequent this place, like the great blue herons and the other hawks, and even the bullfrogs and the turtles. They'll have these mini lobsters for dinner. Wow, take a look at this. In the muck of the mud, we've got a bullfrog tadpole. Look, with just his legs visible. Let me rinse him off so you can get a little bit of a better look. This is the great American bullfrog here, our largest amphibian frog. It was actually brought over by the gold miners for a food supply in the 1850s, and since then has naturalized all across the western United States. Originally, it's from the east and the southeast. Well, we've seen what some of the animals are that live on the edge of the pond. Let's go into here right now. There lies the real prize, the cattail thicket. It's like an apartment complex, high and low protection. We might find some frogs or turtles or maybe even some birds in there. All right, I'm looking at the base of these cattails for a turtle or a frog. or anything that might be found down at the base of these cattails, taking a little bit of a break from the day. Oh, hold on a second. Whoa. Look what we've got here. Whoa, look at that. A red-eared slider turtle. This is a big one, possibly up to 50 years old. They can get to be even 75. This is a huge one. You can see why they call them the red-eared slider, because they've got a red ear on the side of their head here. She's a big one. You can tell it's a female because she's got a shortened tail. And this is about as large as I've ever seen one. So you can see this young lady has this whole pond to herself, I would say. And that's just a taste of what you can find in one city in one day. Every city across the United States has its wild side, and I'd like to share it with you.